Morning, Lemurs and Golfs. Now, this is going to be brief, mainly because I'm having an uveitis attack and it's very, very bright outside, so I'm in quite a bit of pain. You haven't seen me for a while. I've been busy doing other stuff and had eye issues as well. What I am going to be doing today, though, is just bring your attention to something, okay? Now, believe it or not, it's referenced Katy Perry. Now, I'm not a great fan of Katy Perry, so I don't particularly dislike her, but it's because I don't particularly like her music. I've never downloaded anything, I've never actually gone out of my way to listen to any of her stuff, but something has brought this to my attention, and that is in one of her videos, the Dark Horse video, there is now a petition by a load of Muslims to actually get her video removed from YouTube. The reason they state is that it's blasphemous. And the reason they state it's blasphemous is something that happens to look like God, written in Arabic, is either turned to sand or burned. I mean, I actually saw my very first Katy Perry video as a result of this, so the Streisand effect is working quite well. However, they're going to try and bring pressure on YouTube to actually get it removed on the grounds of blasphemy. Well, that raises my hackle somewhat. I don't care whether their religious sensitivities have actually been hurt. If they're that fragile, then they need a different religion, really, don't they? They need to go off and actually find one that's got a little bit more of an evidence base, for one thing. However, I am not willing to have them censor somebody, whoever it is, anywhere on this planet, not just Katy Perry, because of their religious sensibilities. I don't care about their religious sensibilities, and nobody else needs to. It's their belief system. If it's not somebody else's belief system, they can just bugger off. I am not somebody who's religiously intolerant anyway. I am willing to defend their right to have their religion. If they want to believe what they want, they can believe what they want. But I'm not willing to defend it at the expense of somebody else's freedom of speech. Anyway, the fight is on. A counter-petition has been started. These guys have already got 50,000 people. A counter-petition has been started. I started it. I'm sure there are other ones out there if you look for them. What I want you to do is go to the petition. It's on change.org. Sign it and share it. Let's actually turn around and say that our freedom of speech is more important than their hurt feelings, or their god's hurt feelings, or their jinn's hurt feelings, or the sky fairy, or fairies at the bottom of the garden, Paddington Bear, whoever else, whatever other fictional character they wish to represent. It doesn't matter. If that God was so worried, that God would do something about him himself, and she or it, whatever it is. Okay? So, as I was saying, share it. Try and get as much publicity as we possibly can. Let's actually get out there and start doing something about this. I'm sick and tired of people turning around and deciding what I can do and what I can't do based on the fact that their imaginary friend might get their feelings hurt. Now, other stuff, if you try and respond to this, I'm not going to respond to you. I don't have a Google Plus page. I don't have a Google Plus profile. I'm not having one of either. Everything else that I've done on here is slowly getting migrated over to both Vimeo and Dailymotion. Now, I do actually have another video coming up, Pap Castle 2, and on top of that, in about a month, in fact possibly a little bit longer depending on this, there is going to be another video on Greyfriars in Leicester, which is another friary in Leicester, which was around more or less the time that Richard III was. It doesn't have a direct impact on him, but it goes all the way back right down through the Roman period, so it gives us a good cross-section of the life in a city in England. Well, large town as it was then. Okay, so we've got 1,500 years of development there. So that is incredibly interesting. So that's going to go up. It's going to go up on Dailymotion. It's going to go up on Vimeo. It's not going to go up on here. What's going to happen is I will leave a link here. If you want to go and see it, head over there. Okay, so I shall talk to you later. Bye.